Hello, dear chosen ones. It is always a joy to be here with you. Today we are going to talk about a theme that touches the hearts of many: confession, and how it relates to God's will in our lives. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to carry an invisible weight? Sometimes they are restless, as if something is about to be revealed. This restlessness can be a sign that God is at work, preparing the ground for the truth to come to light. When God decides that it is time to bring to light something that was hidden, He leaves no room for silence. It is as if He is saying, "Now is the time to speak." And this does not happen by chance. Every confession, every revelation, is a step toward divine alignment. It is not just about the words that are spoken. It is about the profound impact that these truths can have on our lives and the paths we choose to follow. Let us reflect on this together. Confession can be an act of courage, a moment when someone decides to open their heart and share something that has been kept inside. It can be a secret that, when revealed, brings relief and clarity. Or it can be a truth that, although difficult to hear, is necessary for our spiritual growth. God uses these moments to guide us, to help us understand what we need to change or how we can move forward. Today, we will explore 6 fundamental truths about confession and how they intertwine with God's action in our lives. Each of them will show us how the truth can set us free and elevate us to a new level of understanding and purpose. Before we dive into this important subject, I want to ask you to follow our channel. By subscribing, you join a community of people seeking to grow spiritually and connect with divine truth. Together, we can explore more about what God has to teach us. So, don't waste any time. Click the follow button and join us on this journey of faith and discovery. Now, let's get started. When we talk about confession, we often think of it as just a way to relieve our conscience. But the truth is that confessing goes far beyond that. When God touches someone's heart and leads them to confess, that person is not just getting rid of a burden. They are taking on a spiritual responsibility that is much greater than we can imagine. The secret that is kept is not just hidden information. It carries a profound meaning that connects to God's divine plan. Imagine you have a secret that weighs on your heart. This secret may be something you did, something you failed to do, or even a feeling you have kept inside. When God decides that it is time for you to share this, He is calling you to a moment of transformation. This confession may be the key you need to open a new door in your life. It could be the answer to a question you have carried for a long time, or the solution to an emotional block that has been preventing you from moving forward. The pressure that God places on the person who needs to confess is something supernatural. It is as if an invisible force is pushing that person to act. As they resist, the peace that could exist in their life begins to fade away. Restlessness takes over, and the conviction that something needs to be done grows each day. This pressure is not meant to cause pain, but to lead to healing. God knows that by revealing the truth, He is paving the way for liberation and growth. Often people hesitate to confess because they are afraid of the consequences. They worry about what others will think or how it might affect their relationships. However, it is important to remember that confession is not just about us. It is also about those around us. When someone confesses, it can bring healing not only to themselves, but also to those involved in the situation. The truth has the power to restore relationships, heal wounds, and bring peace. When God calls us to confess, He is giving us the opportunity to align with His purpose. This divine responsibility is an invitation for us to grow and become the best version of ourselves. It is a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. God is with us, guiding us and supporting us every step of the way. It is natural to feel fear or insecurity when thinking about confessing something. But it is important to remember that God does not abandon us in this process. He is by our side, ready to help us face our fears and take the necessary step. Confession can be an act of courage, and that courage is strengthened by God's presence in our lives. When someone finally decides to confess, something incredible happens. The burden that was weighing on that person begins to dissipate. The feeling of relief is palpable, and the peace that once seemed distant starts to return. This transformation does not happen just in the life of the person confessing, but also in the lives of those around them. The truth brings light where there was once darkness, and this can change everything. It is important to remember that confession is not an isolated act. It is part of a larger process of healing and restoration. When someone opens up and shares their truth, it can inspire others to do the same. One person's courage can become the courage of many, and thus the truth spreads, bringing hope and renewal. So, when you feel that God is calling you to confess something, do not hesitate. Remember that this is an opportunity for growth and transformation. The responsibility that comes with confession is a sign of God's love for you. He desires for you to live in freedom, without the weight of secrets that can imprison you. Embrace this chance to align with the divine plan and allow the truth to bring healing and peace to your life. God is a master of timing. He never does anything outside of the right time. When a confession happens, it is because the exact moment has arrived when you are ready to receive it. This can be an apology that restores trust in a relationship, or a revelation that leads you to a new level of understanding about yourself and others. Timing is a fundamental part of this process. Sometimes, we may feel pressured to confess something before we are ready. This can cause confusion and even more pain. On the other hand, if the confession happens too late, it can lose its purpose and not have the impact it should. God, in His infinite wisdom, orchestrates everything so that the truth brings growth, healing, and clarity. He knows exactly when the right moment is for the truth to come to light. When God places in our hearts the need to confess, this often comes with a feeling of urgency. You may have spent sleepless nights thinking about what needs to be said. This restlessness is not just an annoyance. It is a sign that something needs to be resolved. It is as if God is saying, "Now is the time. You are ready to take this step." This moment of confession may not be convenient. It may arise at a time when you are dealing with other difficulties or challenges. However, it is precisely in these moments that confession becomes even more important. When you open up and share your truth, you not only relieve your heart, but also allow God to work in your life in ways you never imagined. God's timing is perfect. He knows when you are prepared to hear the truth, and when it is the right moment for you to share it. Sometimes this means waiting until you have learned an important lesson, or until you are in a stronger emotional place. Other times it may mean acting quickly before the opportunity is lost. When you confess at the right time, the truth can bring clarity and understanding. It can help resolve misunderstandings and restore relationships. Confession is not just about what you say, but about how and when you say it. God uses time to shape our experiences and prepare us for what is to come. It is important to trust this process. Even if you feel you should have confessed something earlier or that you are late, remember that God is in control. He knows your heart and your struggles. He knows what you need and when you need it. When you surrender to this divine timing, you open yourself up to the possibility of healing and renewal. Confession can be an act of courage, and this courage is often forged in the fire of urgency. When you feel it is time to speak, do not hesitate. This is the moment when God is working in you and through you. The truth you share may be the key to liberation, not only for yourself, but also for others around you. Remember that each confession is an opportunity for growth. It is a chance to align with God's purpose for your life. When you confess at the right time, you allow the truth to bring light where there was once darkness. This light can illuminate the path for you and for those around you, bringing hope and renewal. Therefore, when you feel that divine pressure to confess, know that it is a sign that God is preparing the ground for something new. Trust in His timing and be open to what He wants to do in your life. The truth is powerful, and when revealed at the right moment, it can transform everything. Keeping a secret that God wants you to reveal is like carrying a heavy stone on your back. At first, it may seem like you can handle it, but over time, this burden only increases. The weight of silence is not just about the guilt you feel. It is also about the spiritual pressure that comes from within, a growing need to release the truth that is trapped in your heart. When you keep a secret, it affects every aspect of your life. The peace that could be present in your daily life begins to fade away. You may feel restless, as if something is always out of place. The conversations that used to be light and meaningful now seem empty. You may notice that even when you are with loved ones, there is an emotional distance that you cannot overcome. It is as if there is an invisible barrier between you and others, and this barrier is built by silence. The activities that once brought joy and satisfaction can become lifeless. What used to be fun now feels like just an obligation. This shift in perspective is a clear sign that the burden of silence is weighing on you. God's hand intensifies this conviction, making you feel increasingly pressured to act. This pressure can manifest in various ways, such as disturbing dreams that keep you from peace, or moments of clarity in which you realize you need to do something. These signs are not mere coincidences. They are God's way of communicating with you, showing that it is time to deal with what you have kept inside. Sometimes, you may feel that you are being called to confess something, but doubt and fear can make you hesitate. It is normal to feel this way, but it is important to remember that God does not want you to carry this weight alone. He wants you to experience the freedom that comes with the truth. When you finally decide to open your heart and share what you have been holding back, something incredible happens. The weight that seemed unbearable begins to dissipate. The feeling of relief is almost immediate. The truth that was trapped inside you comes to life, and when shared, it brings light to the darkness that surrounded it. This liberation is not just for you. It can also impact those around you, bringing healing and restoration. It is important to understand that confession is not an act of weakness, but of courage. By revealing what was hidden, you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable and authentic. This vulnerability is an essential step toward healing. When you open up, you not only free yourself from the burden, but also inspire others to do the same. One person's courage can become the courage of many, creating an environment where truth is valued and healing is possible. God desires for you to live in freedom without the weight of secrets that can imprison you. He does not want you to feel overwhelmed or isolated. When you confess, you are allowing God's light to enter your life, bringing clarity and renewal. This light can illuminate areas that were dark and bring hope where there was once despair. Therefore, if you are carrying a secret that needs to be revealed, know that you are not alone. God is with you, ready to support you in this process. He wants you to experience the freedom that comes with the truth. Do not be afraid to take this step. Confession can be the beginning of a new journey, full of growth and transformation. Embrace this opportunity and allow God to work in your life in ways you never imagined. When someone opens up and confesses something under God's inspiration, that act goes far beyond simply resolving past issues. Confession is a powerful catalyst that can open doors to a future full of possibilities. God uses truth to free us from ties that no longer serve us and to guide us in new directions that we may have never considered. By confessing, you not only bring to light something that was hidden, but also expose hidden intentions and blocks that may be hindering your growth. Often, we are not aware of what holds us back. It may be a fear, a doubt, or even a pattern of behavior that has repeated throughout our lives. When the truth is revealed, it illuminates these dark areas, allowing you to see what needs to be changed. Furthermore, confession can confirm something you have always suspected but hesitated to accept. Sometimes, we have intuitions about our lives or about the people around us, but we cannot take the step to confront those truths. When you allow yourself to confess, you are giving voice to those intuitions and making space for God to work in your life in a deeper way. This process of confession is like an essential piece of a divine puzzle. Each confession we make fits into a larger plan that God has for us. Sometimes, it may seem like we are just dealing with personal issues, but in reality, we are contributing to something much greater. God is shaping our lives, and each truth we reveal takes us to a higher place, closer to the purpose He has for us. When you confess, you are not just freeing yourself from a burden, you are also preparing to receive new blessings. The truth has the power to transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. When you open up, you create a space for others to feel safe, to share their truths as well. This can generate a domino effect of healing and renewal in your community. Confession can also be a moment of alignment with divine purpose. By opening up, you are allowing God to reveal what He desires for you. This may mean new opportunities, new relationships, or even a new direction in your life. When you say goodbye to what no longer serves you, you make room for the new to enter your life. It is important to remember that confession is not an isolated act. It is part of an ongoing process of growth and transformation. As you become more aware of your truths, you also become more capable of hearing God's voice in your life. This deeper connection with the divine can guide you in important decisions and help you navigate the challenges that arise. When you allow yourself to confess, you are allowing yourself to be shaped by God. He uses these moments to elevate us, to take us to a place where we can experience the fullness of His grace and love. Confession is a courageous step, but it is also a step that brings us closer to our true selves and the purpose that God has for us. Therefore, do not underestimate the power of confession. It is a powerful tool that God uses to free us and elevate us. By opening up and sharing your truth, you are allowing God to work in your life in ways you never imagined. Trust this process and be open to the new directions He may reveal. Confession is an invitation to a journey of growth and transformation, and every step you take on this path is a step toward a brighter future full of hope. When we talk about confessions that come from divine inspiration, it is important to understand that they often bring much more than we imagine. The truth that is revealed can be a turning point in our lives. Sometimes, it brings the clarity we so desperately need in a confusing situation. Other times, it can be something so unexpected that it completely changes the way we see ourselves and the world around us. These revelations have the power to heal deep wounds. When the truth is finally exposed, it can bring to the surface emotions that were repressed, allowing you to process and release the pain that you had been holding on to. This healing does not happen only on an emotional level. It can also have a significant spiritual impact. By dealing with the truth, you become lighter, freer, and more capable of moving forward. On the other hand, some revelations can be shocking. They may challenge your beliefs or the way you see the people around you. This surprise can be uncomfortable, but it is important to remember that God allows these truths to come to light for a reason. Often these revelations are necessary for us to grow and develop. They force us to confront realities that we might otherwise ignore. Furthermore, confessions can redirect our lives in ways we never imagined. When the truth is revealed, it can open new paths and opportunities. You may discover that you were stuck in a pattern that no longer serves your purpose. Confession can be the first step toward a new direction, leading you to explore possibilities that once seemed out of reach. God does not allow these revelations to happen just to change the way you see the past. He also uses them to prepare you for what is to come. Each truth you discover is a piece of the puzzle that God is assembling in your life. As you become more aware of the truths that surround you, you become more capable of discerning what God is doing in your life and how He is guiding your steps. These profound revelations can be an invitation to a new level of understanding. They can help you see situations in a new light, allowing you to make more informed decisions that align with divine purpose. When you open yourself to the truth, you become more receptive to God's guidance and more capable of following the path He has prepared for you. It is important to be prepared for these revelations. Sometimes they can be challenging and require you to re-evaluate your beliefs and values. However, remember that God is always by your side, guiding you and supporting you every step of the way. He desires for you to experience the freedom that comes with the truth and to grow through the experiences that life offers you. Therefore, when you encounter a confession or a divine revelation, embrace it. Allow the truth to enter your life and transform your perception. Be open to what God wants to do in you and through you. These revelations may be what you need to move forward on your spiritual journey and to align even more with the purpose He has for you. The truth is powerful, and when you accept it, you prepare yourself for a future full of hope and possibilities. When we talk about confession, it is easy to think that this act is only about the person who is opening up. However, the truth is that confession is a moment of transformation that goes far beyond the individual. While confession can bring healing and liberation to the one making it, it also has a profound impact on those around them. It is an opportunity not only to confront personal mistakes, but also to break patterns that may have been passed down from generation to generation. Often, people carry secrets that have been kept in silence for a long time. These secrets may be part of a cycle of dishonesty or behaviors that no longer serve them. When someone decides to confess, they are breaking this cycle. This action is not only an act of courage, but also an important step toward transformation. By opening up, the person not only frees themselves from the weight they carry, but also offers a chance for healing to those around them. Confession can be a powerful moment of reconciliation. When someone reveals a truth, it can create space for others to share their experiences and feelings as well. This exchange of truths can create an environment of trust and understanding, where everyone feels safe to express themselves. It is an invitation for others to also free themselves from their own burdens, promoting a cycle of collective healing and growth. Moreover, confession is an opportunity to align with divine purpose. When someone opens up about their struggles and mistakes, they are allowing God to work in their life in profound ways. This transformation does not happen only on an individual level. It also affects the dynamics of relationships. Honesty brings the truth to light, and the truth has the power to restore and strengthen bonds. God is always working on both sides of the confession. He uses these moments to shape and transform everyone involved. For the one confessing, it is a chance for growth and learning. For those listening, it is an opportunity for empathy and understanding. This interaction creates a sacred space where God's grace can flow, bringing healing and renewal. When you allow yourself to confess, you are also inviting others to do the same. This courage can inspire those around you to open up about their own truths. Confession becomes an act of love and solidarity, where everyone comes together in search of healing and liberation. It is a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles, and that we all face challenges in our lives. It is important to remember that confession is not an end, but a beginning. It is the start of a new chapter, where the truth can be lived authentically. By breaking the silence and dishonesty, you are creating space for God's light to enter your life and the lives of others. This light brings clarity, hope, and the possibility of a brighter future. Therefore, when considering confession, remember that it is not just about you. It is an opportunity for transformation that can impact many lives. God is working in each of us, and by opening up, we are allowing Him to do what He does best: heal, restore, and transform. Embrace this chance to be an agent of change, not only in your life, but in the lives of everyone around you. Confession is a powerful act that can lead to a new beginning, filled with love, understanding, and divine purpose. Dear chosen ones, throughout this journey, we have learned that confessions are much more than mere words. They carry significant spiritual weight, a divine responsibility, and an impact that goes far beyond what we can imagine. Each confession is a step toward the truth, and this truth has the power to transform our lives in profound ways. When the truth comes to light, it brings clarity, healing, and elevation. It is a moment when God invites us to look within ourselves and confront what needs to be revealed. These confessions do not happen by chance. They are orchestrated by God to align you with your destiny. Each revelation is an opportunity to strengthen your faith and prepare you for the next step in your spiritual journey. It is important to remember that no matter how difficult or surprising the revelation may be, you are equipped to receive it. God will never allow you to face something for which you are not prepared. He knows your heart and your capabilities. When you encounter the truth, know that it is a sign that God is by your side, guiding you and supporting you every step of the way. Embrace these confessions as part of the divine plan. They are opportunities for growth and transformation, not only for you, but also for those around you. By opening up and sharing your truth, you not only free yourself, but also inspire others to do the same. Together, we can create an environment of trust and understanding, where God's light can shine and bring healing. If this message has touched your heart, share it with other chosen ones. Spread the truth and divine light, for together we are strengthened. Each of us has a role to play in building a community that values honesty and transparency. Thank you for watching and for being part of this journey. Keep steadfast in your spiritual walk, always seeking the truth and allowing God to transform your life. Remember that every step you take toward the truth is a step toward the divine purpose He has for you. Share your experiences and reflections, for together we can grow and support one another.